Welcome, everybody, to our live Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show in the BPTV studio. We've been doing this for 9+ years. Thank you for watching us. We appreciate all the input that we do get from you and seeing people in the local area that tell me all the time, I've been watching you guys, love the show. So we'll try to do a good show. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Smoking Jim Frazier and Chip Hayner couldn't make it tonight, so it'll be just me and Smoking Jim kicking it back. We'll try to stay focused on the sports at hand, but all of you know Smoking Jim, and he can waver just a little bit. You can look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls, Smoking Jim on waver. So thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. And I appreciate Anthony in the control room. We got Connor back with us, our homeschooled intern. He's doing great and volunteer. We got a new volunteer named Nick who knows the children's librarian and her kids. He's from Greentree, where I grew up, and he went to my alma mater, Keystone Oaks. So we welcome Nick to help us, and he said he knows how to do some camera work, so we'll challenge him there. So it's always great, and I'll give you the promos where we can use volunteers whenever you want to come out. You know, come on out. Maybe it can help your career with learning this stuff. Look at young Connor here. He's doing well. He came back. Took him about 10 seconds to get the camera work. Look at how I look on that camera. Wait till you see the promos. But I got to tell you all about a record. I noticed I hadn't asked about 400 people to like Pittsburgh Sportsline. So I started asking people over the last couple weeks. So thank you to all our new fans. We now have a brand new total of 6,915 likes on Facebook. So this old dog learned a few new tricks. I can watch you right here. Make sure you're liking. Please like Pittsburgh Sportsline. If you like a couple minutes of it, you can watch us anytime, and I appreciate all the likes. And that's a new record high for us, according to Jim O'Jay. You know that I've been announcing it all the time because you wondered what was going on for the last 6-7 years. And we hit a brand new high. We're trying to get that 7,000 likes. So we'll have to see. Maybe we'll have to do some promo. Maybe we can give a sweetie picture from Smoking Jim away to you, or maybe one of the 800 books that he has in his library that he has not opened. And he's even a writer. He's written for newspapers, magazines, won a Golden Quill Award, but he hasn't read a book yet, and we're working on that. He may get me another book, but we'll cover that a little bit later. Let me test Connor on some of my promos. First up, we like to promote Olive Oil's Pizzeria. We'll see what he comes up with. Look at that, centered right there. 412-831-1900 Hillcrest Shopping Center. They just sent something in the mail today. I got a great promo from them with all their deals and all that stuff. Check it out. Tell them Al Levine, the Talking Machine, said all your Italian food and desserts are great. That's all you got to do. Call them up and tell that. Next up, we honor look at that shot. Great job, Connor. Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, 2600 South Park Road. It's a nonprofit. Check them out. They put in a brand new roof, a cupola with the bell from the high school. The old bell for that high school went back there, so it's back to the original. It was built in 1905. They have my favorite green tea place, Reginald's Coffee. They have fresh roasted coffee there every day, so check them out. They're open now. I heard now they can let people inside a little bit. So go up there and tell them Al Levine, the Talking Machine, sent you there. And it's a great place. I'll have to take Smoking Jim there to share a cup of some loose leaf green tea. So, and they have Wi-Fi, so he'll be good because he likes that Wi-Fi. That way he can keep in touch with his sweeties. Next up, we end each show with Stay Joey Strong to honor Joey Fabus, who died 6 years ago at 9 years old. He had the dreaded brain cancer disease called DIPG. It's a death sentence for these kids that get it. They die within a year of it, and it happened to him too. Please donate some money to the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. The parents are great friends of mine. They do great things in the community. They've raised over $100,000 through their events. And you have to check out their website. Donate as little as $1 if they have events coming up. Maybe you can donate your time or even donate to those events. So check it out. It's a great cause. Next up, the Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. They've been in business for 25 years. Go to bpcf.org. I'm a trustee on the board. It's an honor to be on there. We've given out over $1 million to local organizations in Bethel Park. If your group needs money to do more good things for our community, get that bpcf.org application and come to our meetings when we have them. Usually about once every couple months we do. So see about coming there and telling us why you need the money. Next up, Dave Cables likes to have some fun at my expense. Look at that. He put my face on Uncle Sam. Tell them Uncle Al Levine, the talking machine, wants you. Like I said, we need volunteers. Call 412-831-3304. Tell them you want to be a volunteer like Connor. Look at this work that Connor's doing on the camera. He's not even touching the camera right now. It's so good. And we can do audio. Hopefully we sound good. And just check it out. Again, give a call, 412-831-3304. Thank you. And then I'll go to my camera again. We have a sponsor of What's on Your Mind, Skeet Service Station at 6103 Route 88 in Finleyville, about 6 miles away from here. Our friend Skeet Lewandowski owns it. He's a boxing guy, sports guy, and he sponsors our show. If you need anything that runs on gas fixed, from cars, trucks, boats, weed whackers, hedge trimmers, you name it, anything and everything that runs on gas, they fix it. Give them a call, 724-348-4715. They even started working on electrical things like hedge trimmers, weed whackers, and other type of electrical products, so check that out. If you need your headlights brightened up because they're old like mine, 17-year-old RAV4, he'll do it for you. He's offered to do it. Haven't taken him up on it. I want to see better at night. So we'll get this show going. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
Here comes the fastball.
you got to
Whoa.
see Levine. I had to just catch that one, brother.
That was overhand fastball like back in the baseball days that I had and that you didn't really have. So
I miss playing baseball.
I know you did the first time.
But I tell you what, I didn't realize Peters Township was undefeated this year. Congratulations to Peters Township. Then I found out not only did they beat Gateway in football, but they beat Baldwin in soccer in Connor. And that made me think that here's a brand new school district nobody's ever heard of.
Disclaimer. Whoa, hold on a second.
I never heard of him.
Smoking Jim lives in a small world. He believes in homeschooling, went to Gateway High School. Somehow, some way he graduated. I don't want to put any stress or pressure on how he did it. His dad was in charge of the football organization. So we only know, being a great promoter, that he has in a son. I don't even want to speculate. Peters Township has been around here in Bethel, next to Bethel Park, for years.
Really?
We were on a trip going to Princescape at South Point, and I said, Smoking Jim, it's 5 minutes down the road. He didn't believe me, so we went to an MMA event. I took him down there, and he goes, Machine, how long have you known about it? I go, back in the 80s, a coach of mine, Coach Joe Vito, was a coach for Peters High School. And he said, come on out, Al, I'll show you, when we're practicing. I went to a practice back in the 80s.
Wow.
So they've been around there and more. I have friends that live in Peters Township. They don't recruit like Gateway. Matter of fact, they don't like even hearing the name of Gateway because they believe they're a corrupt school. And I'm just telling you what the scuttlebutt is here.
Gateway, we recruit. We don't hide it.
Okay, well, it's illegal in Whippeal.
And nobody's ever transferred out of the Gateway athletic program. You don't transfer or you'll never play again, brother.
That's why I had to give this disclaimer. We have a little extra time with that Chip, so I'm glad I could go off on a little rant that Peters Township has done it the old-fashioned way by growing their community by building tons of houses on farmland. You know that whole area was farmland that I took you around.
I thought it was still farmland.
No, it's not. There's been thousands of homes built out there.
That
shows you.
I only seen the school. I didn't see nothing but
my
weeds
friends
around the school.
We have to go off on this segment right now. On the road trip, I told him instead of going right down the South Point, we'll go left. He goes, where do I turn? We're at Donaldson's Crossroads. All of you South Hill people and some that don't have traveled out 19 on Donaldson's Crossroads. So you go left if you're heading towards Washington to East McMurray or West McMurray there. East McMurray's on the right. So we went left. He goes, where's this school? Now you all know you go about a quarter mile, half mile at the most. There's the school and the new high school they're building. He saw it. Now, coming from Gateway and having cataract surgery, here's his vision. And he goes, machine, I can drive the car. Here's his vision. All he can see is right straight ahead.
But
nothing to the left, nothing to the right till we turn there.
I did see the deer and the cow and everything out front of the school.
Good, because I told you to watch out. I told you to watch out for him. We actually stopped the car in the parking lot. And he goes, where do we go? I go, can you turn around to get out of here? He goes, which way? That's what we do on our drives. It's an adventure.
It was fun. But I tell you what, Al Levine, the Talking Machine, I was thinking before the show that maybe there should be an investigation. But then I don't think so because in the championship game, they got blown out by Pine Ridgeland 35-0. So why investigate that?
Well, here's why I take your aspect of it. Why not investigate it? Because Gateway's supposed to win every game, even though they don't.
Yeah.
So you'd have to keep it up because you're Gateway.
COVID hurt us this year.
You don't even recognize COVID. My man doesn't believe 11 million people have been sick with COVID.
I don't.
I hate to even talk politics, but I had kidney transplant. I'm doing well. I'm on anti-remission drugs, so that means my immune system's getting destroyed. It's getting weakened. What it means is they're weakening my immune system so my kidney doesn't get rejected. So I'm at high risk of getting COVID. And my doctor at my great appointment I had last Wednesday said, don't go to any events for Thanksgiving and Christmas because this is going to escalate. And sure enough, we had a record of 184,000 people were sick. He goes, you have a 50-50 chance of survival if you get COVID. So that's not a good, you're a gambler. I wouldn't bet on a 50-50 bet.
What you going to do for pumpkin pie this year?
I'll make my own.
Oh, you can make your own pumpkin pie?
I'll cook. Okay. My son and I already bought a turkey, a 6-pound turkey. We'll eat that.
6 pounds?
6 pounds.
You can eat that yourself.
No,
turkey.
We're trying to watch our figures. Unlike you, we're trying to stay lean and mean. Here, look at this. Look at this shape.
You look great, man.
Look at that shape. I'll show off a little bit. Thank you. But we're not going to have him stand up. I don't want to get knocked over. Carry on with whatever was still on your mind. I interrupted you. Look how I distract him. He doesn't even know where to go now. Make a left turn.
But hey, I thought the Harlem Globetrotters had an easiest schedule in the world, but I think the Steelers got them beat. Hey, listen, man.
Now you're getting to your point.
Hey, when the Steelers had two of the best offensive line coaches in NFL history, Russ Grimm and Mike Munchak, they not only was an elite running team, but they also produced all-pro running backs and a Hall of Fame running back. James Conner
Hold it, time out. How many Super Bowls have we won in the last 10 years?
When we had Mike Munchak or Russ Grimm?
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
No,
in the last 10 years.
Yeah, how many Super Bowls?
In the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But we always had
how many in the my
I'm
question.
talking about running the ball.
Here's my question.
This ain't chess. This is checkers.
Here's what I don't care how far you run. I don't care how many awards.
We can't get a first down.
I don't even care, but we're 9-0. My point is, if you can't win the championship, what's it matter about Munchak and the greatest offensive lineman and running back who now can't even run 8 yards on 8, plays?
Well, we're going to win Sunday because we play the Washington Generals again.
Good.
We're playing Jacksonville with 1 win.
You heard it.
The Globetrotters are mad at our schedule, brother.
You heard it from Smoking Jim Frazier.
James Conner was an all-pro when he had Mike Munchak as the coach.
Yeah.
Now he can't even get a first down. 4th and inches,
We'll talk about Steelers on the back end, but this is what I show about Steeler fans. They are always looking for something.
I ain't a fan.
I know, but you're like a Steeler fan because when they lose a game, they're not going to win a game.
Bite your tongue.
When they win a Steeler game, they think they're going to the Super Bowl.
They can't run. They can't run the ball.
And what does that mean in winning?
They don't have a good.
What does it mean about winning?
I like offensive line coaches with a little gray in their hair, not the coffee boy of Mike Munchak getting promoted to offensive line coach.
Right.
And they're horrible. But I would like to make a public apology to Paris Ford, a friend of the show.
Good.
I said when he quit the Pitt football team, I said he quit on his football team.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he opted out because of COVID. Now, a week after he quit the team, opted out, the Pitt football team had to cancel their game with Georgia Tech because COVID was running high, not in the community and with the football team. So I wanted to apologize. He didn't quit on his team.
Well,
COVID is real.
Smoking Jim, this is a rare time that you're even announcing it.
I'm apologizing.
Yeah, because it happened to a young kid that was on our show and he ended up being a great football player. And you don't recognize that most colleges and schools across the country, a lot of them are virtual schools. They don't have people on campus.
I don't realize
because when they opened the campuses up, guess who was getting sick?
Who?
Students. Well, guess what football players are? Students.
Well, I went 4 years of college without going to class, so I didn't know. I thought it was virtual then. But hey, I would like to say this: Al Levine, the talking machine. I also said that this guy has a history of quitting.
Yeah.
He went to 3 different high schools in 4 years.
Yeah.
So I ain't apologizing for that. He didn't quit on his teammates in high school, but I will apologize for him opting out with Pitt because of COVID. He was right. I was wrong. And that's what's on my mind.
I got to take a deep breath. I don't know whether to say thank you or please cut all that.
I hope his daddy accepts my apology. He's always meddling in his son's life.
I just hope he listens to that and then he confronts you about it because he's taller than you. So I think he can handle it.
He's still mad it took me so long to put him in the City League Hall of Fame. He thought he should have been the first ballot because he averaged 32 points a game.
Most people would be in.
Oh, most black guys that shoot every time. He was like Kobe. He never passed the ball, but he was good.
Anthony, one of our fans from Chick-fil-A in Bethel Park, lives in Carrick like Anthony, our Anthony, so they call him Tony there at Chick-fil-A. If you heard that, he brought up the race card. It took him a little while, almost 20 minutes into the show, so he did bring it up. For some reason he does. I don't care what color you are, who you are. I'm about promoting positivity in sports. And we do have a problem out there called COVID. And now, since he recognizes COVID, now he knows that Pitt had problems with COVID.
And now everybody in Bethel Park agrees with me
on
BPTV
No, they don't.
That Chase Claypool, a talented black guy with all white friends, is the winning formula to be great. Draft them all.
You don't even talk to anybody from Bethel except me and our volunteers.
They agree. I was at Walmart. They said, I agree with you.
When were you even in the Walmart? Why were you in the Walmart?
I had to go get some earbuds.
Earbuds?
And some Slim Jims.
Oh, okay. At least you're eating healthy for that heart health. Just don't eat that cold chicken from Kentucky Fried on the way home.
10-piece dark meat bone in for only $10. You got to get that, brother.
Guess what? I live a mile and a half away. I don't. I get the white meat.
Man.
Yeah.
Best white meat is pork. Don't you? You know
I'll go with chicken.
That's the other white meat.
I'll go with chicken. How come he's so smart on things that disagree? Mr. Disagreeable strikes again. I'll just say it again. Thanks, Smoking Jim, for whatever that episode was. We carried on a little bit, folks, but hopefully it was entertaining during this COVID pandemic, because it has still existed. They have vaccines that are coming out. Hopefully they'll come out sooner rather than later. So we'll just stay tuned for that. I got to even think what's on my mind. What's on my mind is people like Smoking Jim. And the reason being is he's a highly educated, well-schooled NFL scout, Steelers scout. Believe it or not, he doesn't read books, but he watches 2 films of colleges and even high schools all year, every day. So in that knucklehead, he does know something. And even though he says he's not a Steeler fan, I question the veracity of his statement. You can check it up in your Funkin' Wagnalls. I don't know if I have mine. Yeah, here. I got my dictionary. Was given this by Lois Brenner years ago. Faulty Diction. And it's a great dictionary from, let me see what year. I keep it in the plastic wraps.
1932. I memorized the year.
Did you? 1909. Again, when it comes to numbers and math, don't go to the Gateway grad. I got to just share that with you. 1909, I'll even give you the date so you can memorize it. It's coming up, December 14th.
Okay, I'm going to play that number.
You're good like that. My dad used to play numbers like that. His favorite number was 105 from 105 Pride Street, where I was born.
Oh, really?
And his other number was 123. That was my address in Park Edge Road in Greentree. I just told Nick about that, next to Parkway West. He hit more 3-digit numbers on 105 and 123 growing up that I ever saw. And when I worked with him at the newspaper, you go, look at this. He'd show me a ticket, 123. He'd hit 132 in a box, 321. He'd hit those numbers. So those are 2 hot numbers for you from my dad.
I'm surprised he played 105 Pride Street on the hill, because he moved you off the hill as fast as he could.
I was there a year.
Yeah.
Made it to Oakland. Made it to Oakland for a year, and he got that nice house in Greentree. So made it there in 1958, buddy. You can look that up in the books. But getting back to what Steeler fans, most of the ones around that I run into, they're pointing out all the things like Smoking Jim. What about the line? What about Connor sitting on the bench for half a game? What about Connor running 9 times? What about him getting 20 yards? How can they win games? And I go, first of all, we're undefeated. All we want to do is win, and you're telling me this negative stuff. Then they're saying, why is Ben throwing all the passes? Well, his right-hand man is Figner, the offensive coordinator. So he goes, Ben, what do you want to do this week? He goes, I want to throw about 60 times. He goes, could you do maybe 45 to 50? So Ben's following that. And guess what we're doing? Against these teams that are weak, because we got a cake schedule. It's unreal with what we've seen with the records of teams. And we've beat a couple good teams, an undefeated team and a team with, 1 loss. So we did beat some teams, even though one's Cleveland and, Smoking Jim thinks they're going to the Super Bowl again. And Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback he's ever seen in Cleveland. So we can go for that. But people are all looking for these negative things. like they're the shakiest 9-0 team that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree, but you know what I'll take? 9-0.
Yeah.
And I'll take, when we beat the Jaguars, I'll take 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take that. And we will lose a game. I don't think we'll go undefeated because some of it has to catch up to us. Like Bob Prince said, that hidden vigorish, the more you win, the closer you are to a loss. On the other end, like Smoking Jim with losing and stuff, the more you lose, the closer you are to winning. So what if it took 21 years for the Pirates? Hidden vigorish struck them hard. And so what if they lost again? Those things happen, you know? But with this negativity with the Steelers, it bothers me. I don't usually get upset at too many things, but it's bothersome to hear all this negative stuff on the radio, TV, because I don't watch much of the TV, and I listen to that fan because I like to hear what sensationalism they want to do, like Smoking Jim does, because they pick one topic that they can blow it out of proportion. You know, whether it's a rap singing running back that turned down millions of dollars to sit out a year, or it's a guy named AB throwing stuff off of buildings, you know, throwing a bike at a security guard building, you know, before he got signed. You know, he likes things like that in guys because, you know, that's sensational. It gets people interested. I'm not for that. I'm for accept that we win. So what if it's a nail biter? We win the game. When we have the nail biters and we lose, how do you feel about that? Like me, not very well. I'll take 9-0, looking for 10-0 this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Stay tuned, and that's what I believe. Stay positive, and we're bound to lose one game, but if we're 15-1, 14-2, I'll take our chances. And maybe we only get to the first round, but what a year to watch a winning football team in Pittsburgh. That's what I say. We'll be back with some fiction and fact. Oh, pray for us. From Smoking Jim's Almanac. See you in a minute. Don't change that dial.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30.
Attention to every Bethel Park resident. There's a new gamer in town, and he's going to have his own show right here on BPTV. This new gamer plays all Mario games from history, from Super Mario Brothers to Super Mario 64 to Super Mario Galaxy, and more Mario games in the future.
Hello, Bethel Park gamers. My name's Anthony Beltry, and I'm a founder, creator, and director of our brand new show, Bethel Park Gaming. And you can be part of this as well.
Catch an all-new episode of Bethel Park Gaming starting Monday, November 16th, and then every Monday right here on BPTV. See you later.
Hi, I just wanted to tell everybody that although our farmers market has ended for the season, Bethel Park Recreation has an exciting new program for you called No Cook Tuesdays. Every Tuesday starting November the 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. you will find a couple of food vendors at the lower parking lot at the Bethel Park Community Center. Each Tuesday you'll find a variety of vendors selling pizza, hoagies, Greek food, Mexican food. Each week we will change and rotate the vendors so you'll have reason to come back each and every week. So we hope to see you on Tuesday again. It's at the Bethel Park Community Playground parking lot. If you have any questions, please call 412-851-2910. So again, hope to see you each Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Let us do the cooking so you don't have to do it. Thanks.
Show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. There's no Chip Hayner today. We got my main man, soccer athlete, Connor in the house. We got my man Anthony with no hair out of place on the ones and twos, making us look good. And I tell you what, the Pittsburgh Steelers can't run the football.
Yeah.
But if they get my man Nick to play offensive guard, he's built like an offensive guard, powerful guy. Nick is
he wrestled.
back there
he wrestled and played football.
I can tell.
At Keystone Oaks.
Did I spot him? I can spot him a mile away.
He played at KO, my alma mater.
And I know one thing he learned early on.
What?
Stay away from Gateway.
We never even knew.
I know he learned that. Yeah, you guys didn't schedule Gateway. Y'all was smart.
No, you know what? Smoking Jim, I never knew about Gateway until I was an adult when people lived in Monroeville, and they told me the Gateway was their high school.
Y'all thought it was so popular. Y'all thought it was the Gateway Center downtown.
No, we thought it was Monroeville High School, and I go, "Where's Monroeville High School at?"
Yeah.
They go, "We don't have that. It's Gateway."
Yeah.
I go, "Who in their right mind thought of Gateway?
Only team that's win the WPIAL
Why'd they even come up with Gateway?"
Only team to win the WPIAL championship at Pitt Stadium, Three Rivers Stadium, and Heinz Field. That's Gateway. This is what we do to teams that schedule us. The Altoona used to be in the WPIAL.
You told this
Till
story.
they was in Gateway's division. They got out of it. Johnstown was in the WPIAL till they was in Gateway's schedule and got blown out.
How many miles away is it?
Nobody locally wanted to schedule us. We have to go to the
Wow.
Foothills Conference or whatever.
Well, they heard about corruption out there. That's why they called it Gateway, not Monroeville. They didn't want to be associated with that. I understand. You never told me the truth about it. Now I know. I figured it out. I added the 1s and 2s, and I got 18.
As we all know, Black Lives Matter. So congratulations to Coach Tomlin for being the winningest black coach in NFL history.
Every week you're going to say that.
Pretty soon, Tua will be the winningest Samoan quarterback in NFL history, a couple more wins. But Monday night, for the first time in NFL history, they got an all-black officiating crew.
Right.
So look for the game to start late. You know it's on CP time. Hey, listen, Al Levine, the talk machine, you work with black folks. When they take a 15-minute break, they break. That's 20 minutes to a half hour. You know halftime's going to be longer than 12 minutes. You can't drink a 40 in 12 minutes, Al Levine. Not even a shorty 40. But hey, congratulations to the first all-black referee crew in NFL history.
How large is the crew? Do you know the number?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you.
Because I'd be on the take if I was there.
Well,
Pay me, I'll make some calls. I can call Holden on every play.
He's not lying.
No.
He could be bought. There's 7 black referees. That's less than the 9 black players we had in the 70s on the Pirates.
Where they get them from, Grambling?
The first baseball team in history to have 9 black players was Pittsburgh
right?
Pirates.
That's what I heard.
He mentioned that during Black History Month one month.
Yeah, the pitcher was on LSD, right?
No, not then.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
When was it? The next game?
No.
He took the curlers out his hair.
It was another year.
He straightened up. Remember, he used to come to the games with curlers in his hair.
I'm friends with Doc Ellis on Facebook, buddy. Doc Ellis. He's still alive. So somehow he survived
Doc Ellis is still alive?
Folks, run the tape back.
Man.
I said I'm friends with Doc Ellis on Facebook.
I had no idea.
Now you know.
But I tell you what.
What?
I thought I had a pretty good record in high school. My record in high school was 43-3. If you don't count the year that we had to forfeit all our wins in the championship because we had a few ineligible players. But Tyler Boyd had a better record than me. He was 45-0. And I tell you what, Al Levine.
Where'd he go to school at?
And he went to some little high school.
What's it called?
There's projects there. Clareton. Yeah, Clareton. Yeah, they get all their great players.
Now I
right
know
out
why
the
you're
projects.
hated there.
Yeah.
Tony at Chick-fil-A, that's why he's hated there. He's disrespectful.
But I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, for Fiction and Facts from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Yeah.
One time for the newspaper, I covered the championship game. Well, I covered all Clareton's championship games. So, you know me, when I write articles for the newspaper, I don't wait for the game. I complete it before the game. So the whole article was about Trenton Coles.
Yeah.
Trenton Coles was a superstar for Clareton. He won the 100 and 200 meters state championship as a sophomore, 100, 200 meters as a junior. He was being recruited by everybody. He kicked field goals for Clareton. He played D-back for Clairton. He punted for Clairton. He did it all. He was a senior. He was a superstar. I had the article written. All I needed was a quote from the coach to send my article off the next day, like I just finished it at noon when the deadline was in. I go in the locker room, talk to the coach. I said, what's the difference between Clairton and Rochester? And the coach looked at me like you're looking at me now. He said, we got Tyler Boyd and they don't. Listen, I'm thinking to myself, who's Tyler Boyd? Here's it, Tyler Boyd, a sophomore. And don't forget, Clairton's an all-black team, so they were all them guys look the same to me except
race
Trenton
card
Coles.
again, race card.
I only knew Trenton Coles. Everybody else looked the same. So after that, the next 2 years, I started following Tyler Boyd. He ended up scoring 123 touchdowns in high school. Now, most of them was against Avella High School, who showed up with 12 players, but they still counted. But hey.
What color were they?
Tyler, they were all white. Farm boys from Peters, I think. Is
No,
Avella
Washington
by
County.
Peters? Oh,
No,
okay.
Washington
I
County.
couldn't tell. But hey, listen, Tyler Boyd is on pace. He caught 90 passes last year.
Yeah.
He's on pace to catch 100 passes. Congratulations, Tyler Boyd. A lot of people's mad at me because they say I don't like Clairton. But Tyler Boyd is up for the Pitt Hall of Fame. And I say, if you don't get your degree from Pitt, you don't belong in the Hall of Fame. So Tyler Boyd's a year and a half from his degree. He shouldn't get in, but they'll put him in anyway. What a great player. Congratulations, Tyler Boyd. His coach called it.
Wow. Smoking Jim, that was great fiction and fact. We appreciate it. Thank you. On location, as you know, not much on location because of the COVID pandemic. We're sort of limited there with how many people can go into different places and, you know, what the owners can afford because a lot of bars and restaurants are closing and have shut down. So we understand that. We did have a show, Taekwondo, out in Wexford, Zhang, Taekwondo. Master Zhang called me the other day. He goes, we got to pump up these views. We got 700 views. He goes, we should have more. Yeah, he broke that board over my head, Smoking Jim. He asked if he can get a clip of that, so I got to call Dave Cable tomorrow to see if he can get that clip sent to him. And the new one with 10 boards, that thick, he busted it at 5'6". You got to watch it. Go check our Taekwondo show out.
I took an editing class. Maybe I can help Dave out on that.
No, you can't. You cannot, because I've seen your skill set. No offense, but he's a good talker. He's a little weak on the follow through with that. Unless it's going to announce something or be there, he can show up. And if there's free food, he hasn't had a bad free meal ever, just like me. Our best meals have been free, and we've done good. But we're looking at trying to do some things in the future. I don't know if we'll do something with Zoom or maybe try to go to a location, maybe when they're closed, and try to bring some people in. You know, if we could, and maybe just film there. So maybe we could do something to do like a promo thing. So any ideas people might have, we're open to it. As you know, we love talking sports. We love promoting local people. And I'm more positive than Smoking Jim, but he is a nice guy, and he does appreciate people. So he got the nicest smile in business, which you cannot see. But we'll be back with some Steeler talk when we come back, so you can hear the real story behind the Steelers by Smoking Jim.
And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off. Michael Harris has it.
Bethel Park Inline Hockey. It's fast, it's fun, and we want you to play. Inline hockey is just like ice hockey, but no ice, and significantly less expensive and far less of a time commitment. Way less travel than ice hockey, too. The sport is played on a specialized rink at the Bridgeville Rollerplex, RMU Island Sports Complex, Harmerville's Alpha Arena, Hot Shots Indoor Sports Arena, and the Murraysville Sports Zone. Our teams play in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Roller Hockey League, or the PIRHL. Each year, teams from elementary, middle, and high school play a 16-game schedule, plus playoffs, from October through March. Practice one evening a week and games on Saturdays or Sundays. The sport is recognized by the Bethel Park School District, which means student athletes can earn a letter once they reach high school. We play rivals such as Upper St. Clair, Peters Township, Canon-Mac, Pine Richland, North Hills, and so many more. This is no pickup game. You'll need regulation pads, hockey skates, helmets, and the coolest Hawks uniforms around. 2 refs at every game officiate 3 15-minute periods with a running clock. No icing, no offsides, no checking. But this sport will rock you. Registration is coming up, so check out our website at www.bpinlinehockey.com and sign up soon. Let's play!
And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off! Randall Harris has it!
Steeler talk. I'm a fan, and I'm happy we're winning games. I don't like to see Big Ben throwing the ball that much because all I see is he's 6-7 yards behind the center. The linemen are all in a 2-point stance. I like that other hand on the ground so they can block for runs because it's easier to lock and stay low. But we're seeing successful with the passing game, winning us games. And I just care, Smoking Jim, I'm a bottom line guy. You like the wins. I don't know why you're disgusted with Munchak's not there and the running game's not there. Why?
Well, thing is, I'm looking at our schedule. Most of the teams we played have 2 wins or less for the season in 9 games.
Yeah.
The team that you're talking about that was outstanding, Tennessee, they lost 3 games in a row.
Because we broke their hearts.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah.
Or they just wasn't that good?
No, we took the heart out of them because they said, if this team can't run and they beat us, what's wrong with us?
That could
They
be
looked
true.
at it like you look in the mirror. What's going on here?
That's true.
I believe that happened.
And then the 2 players that shot their mouth off the most about COVID was Vance McDonald and Ben Roethlisberger pointing their finger at Tennessee. Shouldn't have never done that. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers are in isolation. The pit that uses their facilities having an outbreak. So what we have to do now is just continue to pray. You don't know how somebody can get the virus.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's in the air.
This is flu season. It's COVID's still out there.
Yeah.
We don't know. People are going to get sick. Don't point the finger. Tennessee didn't do anything wrong. And
you
everybody's
can't
pointing
say
and saying,
that.
They didn't do anything wrong.
Smoking Jim, there's rules. They were told not to practice off-site. What did they do?
They wasn't told that.
They were
was
told that.
after they did it.
No, they were told beforehand that nobody was supposed to even get together.
Listen.
What does that mean when somebody tells you, like a coach says, I don't want you players practicing or going together on anything? That's what that means.
Well,
they did it.
Well, we can agree to
They
disagree.
got fined. No, we can't because you're 100% wrong.
Because, like I've always said, if the President of the United States can get it in Cleveland, anybody can get it anywhere, man.
Well, Smoking Jim, another
at
disclaimer.
the debate. He got it at the debate in Cleveland.
We have to talk about fact checks because he had an event at the White House and everybody got sick, 34 people. So somebody there had it and infected everybody.
See?
There. It wasn't Cleveland. So you got to scratch that Cleveland remark away from you. And we don't know exactly how it works. We've been learning, but it's through the air and molecules out there. That's how you get sick. When you're in groups of people that aren't wearing masks, you get it.
All we know for sure is it came from China. Other than that, we don't know
Well,
anything
ours
about it.
came mostly from Europe. And see, that's where you don't know the research or any
I don't know
history.
where Europe is.
Well,
Where's my globe?
you know where New York is?
I heard of that.
Okay, you've even been there, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That's one of the busiest cities with planes coming in from
China.
all over the world, mostly from Europe. So they found out the outbreak come from Europe that got here.
I like to read that.
Well, you don't read, so you'll never find it out. You can't.
like
You
it
can't tell stories to me.
like it more.
You can't tell stories. I'm just glad now you're aware of people around you that have COVID, and whether you think it's pneumonia or COVID, they're saying it's COVID. They've been tested, and we're testing millions of people now. So there's going to be a lot more showing up with COVID.
I heard the cure is there.
Well, they have a vaccine that's 90% effective, which means 10% could still get sick. And then the other one came out and said 94.5% it's effective for.
Did you get the flu shot?
I just did the other day.
You're safe. You're safe.
Not against COVID. There's no proof to that. My man's not a truth speaker. We can't talk the truth here. But he understands some of this stuff. It's happening. And like Chip and I said, and you disagreed then, that's why I can't agree to disagree, because this is what's called you're wrong. We talked about baseball, we talked about football, we talked about NBA, we talked NHL. NHL bubble, NBA bubble, even in a hot spot in Florida. Guess what? They were in a bubble and nobody got COVID. Nobody got sick. They played their whole playoff season. NHL played all their playoffs in the bubble because they were restricted on where they could go and what they could do. NHL, no bubble. COVID happening, another 3 teams got it this week. There's players that are on the COVID injured reserve list this week. 3 more teams.
On what?
Pardon me?
On what sport? In what sport?
NFL.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 3 more teams have some COVID issues.
Or are they going to play, though?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're going to
that's-
play,
that's
but
all
they're
that matters to me.
quarantined players,
Yeah,
and
that matters to me.
that's all you care about. But this gets more serious than that. Like with Big Ben, he didn't have COVID.
What did he have? He just wanted to get away from his wife and kids for a week?
No. Let me explain.
I'd like to
Vance
see the satellite of
McDonald
that.
tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, best friend.
Yeah, because he sat next to him on the plane there and plane back.
Mm-hmm.
And he tested positive, so Big Ben had to get tested, and he sat next to him, so they have quarantine rules. You know what that means?
No.
You have to be away from people and family and friends because you were next to a COVID person. So he tested 3 times with negativity. He was allowed to play. It rested his injured knee, so that was a good thing. As Smoking Jim would say, that's what he wanted to do.
So they
This
sent
COVID,
Ben a week away from his wife in isolation, huh? I like your film on that, brother.
Smoking Jim, he's a changed man.
Yeah, okay.
He's a changed man. They made him get married. He
I'm a
got 3
changed
kids.
man too until Kim Kardashian walks in here, brother. I'll pull a chip. I'll call off. I ain't passing up an opportunity with Kim, finest lady on earth.
Well, let's talk some Steelers since we got a little diverted here by health issues and a COVID pandemic that's not real for Smoking Jim and others. So I understand that. I don't want to get political. But when 11 million people get sick,
Yeah, that breaks
that
my
bothers
heart. That
me.
breaks
And
my
people die that I've known that have died, so that's another sad
heart. I
thing.
don't know anybody.
I know, but that's all right. The young kid who was the son of the one football Steeler,
Jermaine Stevens.
he died of COVID.
I don't know that. I know
Well,
he
when a
died.
doctor, Smoking Jim, when a doctor tells you you need a triple bypass, did you believe it?
When I seen how fine them nurses was, I wasn't going nowhere.
But the doctor,
They made me leave the hospital 3 weeks later.
let me explain something. A doctor had to tell Smoking Jim. He can exaggerate about nurses and
That
everything
sponge
else.
bath was awesome.
The doctor told him he had a triple bypass. He avoided me for a week. 57 pounds later, got pulled out of his body because he was in heart failure. The next day he called after it, said it went well, the nurses are beautiful, and I had a quadruple bypass. I go, my man, that means you had 1 more bad artery. He goes, the nurses are fine. I go, you got to do therapy. He goes, I'm not doing therapy. I go, you have to strengthen your heart and
I ain't
muscles
sitting
around
on
it.
no ball rolling around, man. I wasn't doing that. You know that machine.
Smoking Jim. He lives in a alternative universe there. Like when they told me I had a kidney function of 15% at a physical,
Wow.
and I had no symptoms, they said you could die from it. So instead of me saying, how do the nurses look? I go, what can I do? They go, we'll send you to a nephrologist, a kidney doctor, and give you medication to try to survive. Well, after I couldn't get better, I had to get a transplant. And the doctor told me he'd cut me and put the kidney in, and my son gave me a great kidney. So I believe doctors, when it's about health, I got to trust somebody.
I only ask for two things: beautiful nurses and a white doctor. That's it, brother. That's my only two requests.
Let me throw the flag on that. I trust all doctors. I don't care if they're men, women, color,
I want
whatever.
a black man with his hands. You see the hand size of the hands on some of them, brother? Come on, you only got 2 kidneys, brother. Hands is too big.
They cut me about 8 inches across my stomach, buddy.
But my throat, nose, and ear doctor is black. I let them do that.
Oh, really?
But yeah, anything cutting.
That's the difference.
Yeah, you can put a light in my ear.
That's the distance.
Hey, I throw a little business to the brother.
All right, back to Steelers. What do you think they're going to do the rest of the year?
I think Steelers got a chance. 72 Dolphins, greatest team in NFL history, went undefeated and closed the deal. They were great.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers, looking at their schedule, I'd be surprised if they didn't go undefeated.
Okay.
I think right now.
You heard it from a gambler.
I think right now, Kansas City's Chiefs is slightly better. Big Ben, in my opinion, should be the NFL MVP. He's never received a vote because he's not liked by the sports writers.
Right.
Even locally, Free Lunch Ed Bouchette gets a vote for MVP. He's never voted for Big Ben. They don't like him.
Why do you think they don't like him?
Well,
wasn't he arrogant?
Yes.
Wasn't he
Silly.
disrespectful?
Well, Big Ben is the type that will walk through the local media to get national exposure. If he has an interview schedule with, say, Free Lunch at Bouchette, and then there's a TV camera nationally there, he's going to walk right through him and interview nationally and don't give these local guys.
Do you think that would upset anybody?
Well, that's what they hated about Lynn Swann. That's what took Lynn Swann so long to get in the Hall of Fame. He should have been the first ballot, but they didn't like him, and I don't like him.
Well, look at you. You're on a committee to put people in a Hall of Fame, and you don't like certain people because they beat Gateway.
Well, Lynn Swann married my college sweetheart. She was first homecoming queen of my college, and she's going to leave me for Lynn Swann. Who does that?
Whoa.
Who leaves me for a Hall of Famer?
I give
so,
her all.
No, I don't like him.
I give her all the credit in the world. You're learning secret information on Smoking Jim Frazier. What a revelation. He even broke his pen on that. Now he needs another free pen. Somebody help him out here. Help a brother out.
Happiest day of my life was when USC fired him as athletic director.
Wow.
He
There's another piece of your pen. They're everywhere.
He can't pocket no more money.
He wasn't even pocketing any money.
Oh, that's why he ran for governor.
He earned it.
What chance did he have for governor, brother? He got rich off of that campaign.
Wow. Smoking Jim, you're always looking
Although
for an
I
angle.
emceed his first rally at the Civic Arena.
Did you?
I put my differences aside for a little money and a chicken dinner.
Nice.
He was shelling that cash out, brother. I endorsed him.
Wow. We're going so deep into this rabbit hole, I don't even want to explain it to him. Smoking Jim, what happened at the championship games?
Well, congratulations to Westinghouse.
Okay, because I wanted to hear about the house.
They haven't won the City League in 20-some years.
And they were legendary.
But when Wilkinsburg closed their high school and moved all their kids into Westinghouse improved. What happens when a school district is that small is you only have 15, 16 players on the team, not enough to scrimmage.
Yeah.
Now they got 28, 29 players on the team, thanks to Wilkinsburg, who stunk in football.
Yeah.
But all you need is bodies for a scrimmage. There was some talent there, but they went about 3 years and not winning. So you can't have an L without Wilkinsburg. So Westinghouse now improved because they're winning. But I tell you what, congratulations to Aliquippa.
Okay.
Only community I know where people be multimillionaires, they still never move out of Aliquippa. You want to see Ty Law and them, they're still there. Sean Gilbert. Aliquippa.
What's wrong with that?
Class
You're
A
still
school.
in Gateway.
Yeah, you
In
never
Monroeville.
Well, that's God's country. Aliquippa's not. But hey, Aliquippa's a Class A size school. They made
1A.
them play 4A.
Yeah.
They had to play TJ for the championship. Took them to overtime. And I was pulling for TJ. Come on, man. I can't put up with them Aliquippa people, man.
No
they
way.
think they're so good. And they won. But Central Valley, Amir Dudley, who would ever thought Amir would have a son that can go to Harvard on a scholarship? Can
Wow.
you believe it?
I believe it.
First thing I did, I thanked him. I said, is there 2 Harvards? I didn't know. Is there 2 Harvards? He said, no. I can't believe Amir got a son smart enough to go to Harvard.
Smoking Jim. That's
Do you? You can't believe it either.
I
can you?
believe it.
You met Amir.
That's so disrespectful.
You met his grandfather, George.
I like them both. I like all the
Come
Dudleys.
on.
They're all
I
good.
like them too, but come on.
I
They wasn't
believe
helping him with no homework. But congratulations, Harvard. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is good.
He was this close to go to one of the military academies.
That's good.
So, smart kid.
How
man.
is he as a player?
All-state, 2-time All-State Player of the Year.
There you go.
Congratulations,
So he
man.
got brains and talent.
Well,
As we can see, some
yeah.
of it left Smoking Jim. He only has one of the aspects of
I
it.
was a general studies major.
Smoking Jim, you almost have me speechless. I'm aware of that. General So, General Sue, basket weaving. I understand the degrees that you have. Definitely. Cal U was outstanding for you. We couldn't even make it there when we went to boxing. He got lost. I don't have time to share that story. We went to Cal U. He went there 4 years, and we had to pull off to the side of the road. Tell him what kind of folks I had to ask questions of.
Ooh, had some country rednecks with shotguns. I said, machine, go ahead. I said, machine, please ask them for directions.
They were real nice to me. They go, who's driving that car?
Because they shoot when they see the white of the eyes.
They said, go down the road across the river, and that's Cal U.
Oh, we found it. I was happy you were there.
I know. What
That's
a
why
break.
it's good to have white friends.
Smoking Jim, you're sorry, folks, for the extended Smoking Jim stories and wisdom and the extension of fiction and fact, because he was all over the place. And I'm proud of Amir Dudley's son. What's his name? Amir?
Amir?
I know.
Amir Dudley. Can you believe it?
I believe it. I liked when I met him when he was a young kid, liked the grandfather, liked Amir.
I'm shocked.
They're just good people. That's it, Smoking Jim. You got to give credit where it's due. If people succeed, that's a good thing. Don't get like these Steeler fans, 9-0. They're not really 9-0. That's Smoking Jim. Pirates, they're losers all the time. Okay, I believe you on that. But what about them winning a game once in a while? Well, thanks for watching the show. Please stay Joey strong.